You know, I'm making this video for one reason and one reason only, right? For some reason, when us men say that we like our women more feminine, you know, there's a large number of women that still aren't understanding what we're saying, right? See, when we say that, some women go out and they put more makeup on, right? This does not make you more feminine. Some women go out and get the hair down to the butt cheeks, they get the lashes, they get the nails and the toes did. This does not make a woman more feminine, right? And for the love of God, just because a woman is willing to have sex with a man, that does not make her more feminine.
Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you on based on, whether you're human or whether you're immortal.
It is. It's your boy Soul Immortal. So when it comes to femininity, right? Of course, every man is going to have his own list. Every man is going to have his own top three. But I think that it's important that women start to understand what we mean or talking about when we say femininity, right? Because a lot of women just aren't picking it up. Now, my top three, and they aren't in any particular order. My first one, I would say, in my opinion, one of the most feminine traits is when a woman's body is not to be seen by the masses. In other words, her body is not for everybody, right? Now, I know, I'm clearly aware, guys, that we live in a sexualized society. I mean, even for the married women, it's common for a woman to go out in public, even if she's with her man, and to have her ass out, right? This is common. You know, this past weekend, I spent some time in Houston, right? Now, let me say this. If you want to see some of the most beautiful women, at least in the U.S., hands down, guys, come to Dallas, Texas. Dallas has some of the most beautiful women, you know, and I've been several places. Dallas is on point. But if you want to go to the booty capital of the U.S. at minimum, I thought it was Atlanta. But brother, Houston has taken the cake. I'm telling you, brother, if you want to see a plethora of ass on any given Saturday, go to Houston, Texas, and hit that Galleria. I'm talking about black women, white women, Hispanic women. Ass is from wall to wall, end to end of the mall, guys. Now, I'll be sitting here fronting. I will be lying to you. I will be lying to myself if I said that I didn't enjoy, you know, every once in a while, you know, cruising through a multitude of asses, right? I'm a man. I'm a booty man, right? But guys, we can't confuse a woman being attractive with being feminine, right? We can't confuse a woman being sexy with being feminine. And brother, I'm telling you, she can be finer than frog hair split 4 ways. This does not mean that she's a feminine woman. Let me tell you what happened to me, guys. It was 1998, I believe. I was in Kuwait, Operation Desert Fox, right? And I had a situation, I had to go to the hospital, right? I went to the hospital, and I was in Kuwait. Instantly, man, I just fell in love with Middle Eastern women. I didn't know what it was, man. Had no idea. And it took me some time to understand why, right? Now, of course, man, Middle Eastern women, man, a lot of them have this beautiful fair skin. They have these beautiful features, right? But that wasn't what it was that drew me to them. The thing that I saw in them that I didn't see in a lot of people, especially back in the U.S., was their modesty. I'm telling you, and I might be the only brother to think this, there is nothing more sexier to me personally, than a woman in hijab, right? And if you don't know what hijab is, it's the full covering, right? And I'm telling you, you can match a woman up in hijab and a woman in straight Daisy Dukes and whatever else, right? Now I might be, you know, my eyes might instantly go to the woman with the Dukes on, but if I'm looking at a long-term partner, if I'm looking at, you know, someone to take serious, my eyes definitely go to this more modest woman because what man wants a woman that's on display for the whole world to see. So my first one, guys, or ladies rather, is that, if you want to become more feminine, then let your body be your man's body only. Don't let your body be on display for the world to see. Now, this second one on my list, it may be the most important, right? And it's a woman with a nurturing spirit. Now, you have to understand that in today's world of the independent woman, in today's world of power couples, this is a trait, guys, I'm telling you, it's almost extinct. But once you taste this experience, once you experience a woman with this quality, brother, you can never be in a situation where that quality isn't present, right? Because see, you have to understand that this whole power couple, independent woman society we live in now, it's pretty much canceling out this part of femininity, right? Because you have to understand this. You have to understand that life is all about balance, right? And you have to understand that a man can't be this full masculine potential without a woman. Now, hold your horses, because I know a lot of you guys are getting ready to hit the down like button, to get ready to throw some he's simping, some Russells. Before you go there, let me break it down, because brothers, it's simply a science. If life is all about balance, right? Picture a man standing on a seesaw, right? A seesaw. He would have to stand in the middle of this thing to get balance, right? In other words, if the far right is his full masculine potential and far left is feminine energy, this man has to be in the middle. In other words, a single man has to be both in his masculine and feminine energy. There's no way around that. Just like a single woman has to be in her masculine and feminine energy, right? So what happens is, let's say the man is in the middle of this seesaw. He's in the middle. So what happens if a woman comes in his life and they're on this whole power couple, movement? Then what happens is now they're both going toward the masculine end. And yeah, there might be a lot of money coming in. There might be but at some point that's going to fall because there's no balance in life. But what happens if this man is in a relationship, right? And now this woman takes one step toward her femininity. Now that man doesn't have to be in the middle. Now he can extend himself. He can become more masculine. He can start going harder. What happens if that woman goes to the edge of her femininity and she's a nurturer? In other words, she's caring for his well-being. Now he can go to full masculinity, right? It's science, guys. If a woman is not, in other words, you have to look at this like, you have to look at it like an engine, right? Picture an engine with 1,000 horsepower. Now, if there are no governors, if there are no things on a engine to keep it safe, it can run hard, but it's just a matter of time before it blows the gasket, right? But once you install, thermostats on this thing, once you put a check engine light on this thing, now this engine can run full steam because we got something looking out for it. That's what a nurturing woman does for a man, right? Because see, you have to understand, a nurturing woman is one that's looking out for a man's well-being so that he can go hard. In other words, the women that are like, babe, did you eat today? Like, what kind of diet are you maintaining? Are you drinking enough water? How's the business going? Like, I know you're looking at this, so I did some research on this. She's so much in her femininity that now she's a part of this man, and she's automatic. She's now a check engine light for this man. So I'm telling you, one of my most important traits of feminine traits in a woman is a woman that's a nurturer. Now this last trait, guys, you wouldn't even think it would be an issue in such a civilized society that we live in, right? But this last trait that I think that makes a woman very feminine is simply her having etiquette, right? So it's been about 2 years, give or take, right? I met this young lady from Jacksonville, Florida. Met her on Instagram. We chopped it up on IG for a couple of days. We exchanged numbers and talked. And after so much time, she was like, hey, you know what? I want to meet you, right? And I was like, well, hey, in like 2 more weeks, I'm going to be down in Florida. I was hanging out in the Keys. I hang out in the Keys every once in a while. And she was like, well, cool. My people stay in Fort Lauderdale. And I said, well, when I get done, I'll just swing up. You know, we can chop it up, grab a meal or whatever. She was like, cool, right? So we met, went to a nice little seafood joint. Now, this is the thing. This young lady's etiquette was on sub-zero. And the thing that blows my mind is I don't even know if I would have noticed this if it wasn't for the woman that I saw in the background over her shoulder, like in the distance, right? There was just a lady back there, man, that was just very, soft, very elegant, and I just noticed her, but I don't think I would have noticed her if she wasn't in such contrast with the young lady I was with, right? So first thing, this young lady had a mouth like a pirate, bro. Every other word was shit. Not only that, it was loud. So I'm sitting there trying to be, the distinguished brother I am, right? And she's sitting there sounding like she just got off of a submarine, bro. And that wasn't just it. I could have dealt with that temporarily and then kept it moving. The thing that was so horrible about the situation was the way this sister ate. And the thing is, she was a bad sister. She was a beautiful young lady, man. But this sister ate like a straight up werewolf, brother. I'm talking about food was on a plate, food was on a shirt, food was on her face. And she was just talking with her mouth open. And I'm just like, how, God? Like, how did this woman get like this? To be this beautiful and have zero etiquette? And I'm telling you, this is common. When I go out to the restaurant sometimes I go out, man, I'm chopping up, I'm eating by myself. And I'll see women come in, sometimes they're in small groups, and they're over there just conducting themselves like men at a sports bar. And I'm like, man, I'm like, where did this come from, And I know what the whole, Megan Thee Stallion, the whole Cardi B, their lyrics. I know women talk a little reckless sometimes, and that is what it is. But when a woman is every other word, that's a problem. That's not very feminine in my eyes, right? So ladies, just learn to conduct yourself like a woman should, being very soft, being very, ladylike, having etiquette. And there's another thing, and this is something I've seen a number of times in my life, and I guess I'll put it up under etiquette. But a few weeks ago, I said one of my pet peeves, my greatest pet peeve is when I'm in a movie theater and I walk up there, I'm behind somebody and they've been sitting in line for 10 minutes and they get up there and all of a sudden now they got to start looking at the menu like they just saw it and like the movie just started selling popcorn and hot dogs, right? I said that was my pet peeve, but I disagree. I do have one pet peeve that's greater than that. And that is when I'm on a date with a woman and she's rude to the waitstaff, right? I have to put that on the etiquette. That is my absolute, when I say absolute, I'm telling you, at that point, it's a good chance that I'll end the date at that moment. If you roll with me, it's a good chance that I'll just get you an Uber back. And you can guarantee that that's our last date. That's going to be the last time I talk to you. Because that right there that tells me everything I need to know about a woman. Everything. So yeah, etiquette. That's it.